Hi guys, it's Panel Hop here again, and thought I'd just come back with a classic Doctor Who review. Now, this time I'm doing one that I rewatched recently, but that's always had a strange place for me in my estimation of the show, and that's The Keeper of Traken. Now, this is a really weird one, because people like Logopolis as the final Fourth Doctor story, and people like Castrovalva, and I do too, but no one really speaks up for Keeper of Traken, and I think it's pretty clear why. It's this incredibly strange, kind of, it's almost a period drama about a line of succession that gets interrupted by the Master being stuck inside a statue and the Doctor trying to work out what's going on until it's too late. Now obviously that's part of it's so much that way that has to be intentional. It's not done by accident, but it's indicative of that weird period in classic Who between the end of the Fourth Doctor's era and the beginning of the Fifth Doctor's era. These last two Fourth Doctor stories that just feel incredibly meandering. We talk about how things like the twin dilemma don't have very much going on, and that's true. But this really feels like something that was taken from a different genre and had itself plugged into Doctor Who. Everything with the Keeper of Traken and the consoles and Tremas and Nyssa, and who would of course go on to be a companion, feels really secondary. Like I said before, it feels like something the Doctor's been dropped into. So Nyssa would obviously become a stalwart of the Fifth Doctor's era, but she doesn't feel that way in this. She just feels kind of, people make a lot of hay about how Nyssa is underused in the Fifth Doctor's era, but she's extra underused in this, which is essentially her origin story, and it's really, really strange. Poor Adric continues to be Adric. Adric is obviously infamous among fan circles for being utterly useless, and he's utterly useless in this, apart from working out that it has to be a TARDIS, that the Melkor statue that the Master is stuck in has to be a TARDIS. And then everything else just feels secondary. Like, I don't even, like, we know that the Master is after the eponymous Keeper of Traken's power, which makes him immortal, to give himself more regenerations. But it's never really explained why specifically he wants to do that. Whether there is obviously a power at the heart of the Traken system that makes it peaceful, but there's no indication to say that what he would do with it now that he's got it. And right at the end of it, he just gets a new body anyway. Like, why he couldn't have just taken Tremas's body at the beginning and be messing around, I will never know. So yeah, it's an incredibly confusing, meandering story that is not the worst Fourth Doctor story, because, there are so many Fourth Doctor stories that I think that every Fourth Doctor season has at least one bad episode, and Keeper of Traken isn't really it. But it's definitely up there. So yeah, that's me back with another classic Doctor Who review. Obviously, stay subscribed for more Doctor Who stuff. I'll be doing War on the Land and the Sea next month, or in December when it comes out. I'll see you guys later. Bye.